it's going to be fun. It's a good series. Just talent. There's talent all over the place. It's about playing harder and putting your will on, the game. And I think we can go out there and do our job and play extremely hard. I mean, listen, they have all-stars. They have all NBA players. They have all NBA talent. They have a good coach. I think they come in with some swag and some confidence. So, we got to go out there and play hard and protect our home floor.
I think if you had a beauty contest, if you had a mock draft for this series, Philly might have a few guys get picked a little higher than the guys on the Raptors, but this isn't about 5 best. It's about who has the best 5. And in my opinion, that's a dramatic difference.
Again, I'm looking forward to the intensity of the series because you make such a climb in the regular season that you get to a point as you're going up the playoff mountain. It's like, don't slip now. Because if you slip now, you got to go back to the bottom in October and start again. And I think I'm looking forward to the intensity, the urgency. I'm looking forward to some individual matchups.
All about us, y'all. All about us. Our defense is let's keep that going. Let's keep our pace up. We can't do this, dog. It's about us. Let's go out here and do our job. 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3, way!
Toronto Raptors get set to face the Philadelphia 76ers in the postseason for the first time since 2001. Things have changed since 2001. Things have changed since the last time these two teams have met. On a kick out, Siakam with the 3. North Philly's finest. Nice. Looks for Leonard. Slam dunk. 25-13. The Toronto Raptors, this starting 5, locked in. Kawhi slows him down. Crossover in the paint. Spinning. Kawhi! What a move from Butler. Bolden driving. And an offensive foul. Guess who takes it? Kawhi so strong, gets the roll. A new playoff career best for Kawhi Leonard with 45. Raptors their largest lead. It's 20. Raptors are going to come away with a victory in Game 1. And for the first time in the franchise history, the Raptors have won 5 playoff games in a row. And they lead this best-of-7 series 1 game to none.
Good win. Okay. Just again, similar message, right? You got a couple days here at home. Everybody telling you how great you are. Okay. Get serious, business-like, professional attitude coming in tomorrow to get better. Okay. And listen, defense was pretty good. It can be better, right? But you're chipping away at them a little bit. So let's come out and get ready to get in their faces again, okay, and keep chipping away at them, okay, with their spirit and their will. That's what we're trying to do here. All right, good job. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, pass.
We're not going home. We're not going away. We will dig in and come back better in Game 2.
Raptors have won 5 straight in the playoffs. The Sixers, the last time they won here in Toronto, Stephen Harper was the prime minister, Barack Obama was the president, Donald Trump had a show called The Apprentice. It's been a long time.
Yep.
And Mo is with the Raptors right now.
Yeah, more than even the home court advantage, I think you look at Philly and the season they've had, similar to Toronto where guys are in and out of the locker room and there's not a great deal of familiarity, and now they're dealing with these depth issues. If you can take 2 on them and you can get them maybe doubting themselves or searching for answers, I think that kind of mental energy could be an edge in this series, and you don't want to give up 1 at home so early and kind of give them that momentum going back to Philadelphia.
if you go up 2-0, the series isn't over, but the odds are astronomical in your favor that you're going to win the series. And certainly you get to push out any sort of doubt that you'd have in between games 2 and 3 heading down to Philly. I mean, if you're up 2-0, you just feel good about yourself for an entire week. And then you can look at, hey, if we get game 3, this thing's really over. Versus like if it's 1-1, you start to say like, oh man, like you're gonna dwell on that until Thursday's game 3, and then you say, man, we could be down in the series if we lose game 3. So it's a paramount game, and I think everyone involved in the Raptors side know that.
Double comes. Embiid. In trouble, Butler. Pressure release. Scoops it up now, drives. Kawhi, drive, kick. Kyle Green. Kyle Lowry won't give in. Embiid, the power move and a timeout. Taken by Nick Nurse. 92-89, 24.3 seconds to go. Kyle looking between the legs, now gets it to Kawhi. Danny's got the win. In and out, Gasol hits it. Scooped up Harris. He needs to get fouled, and he is finally. Danny had to look to tie. And that's going to do it. This series is tied. What a tough night here in Toronto. 94-89. And Philadelphia comes to town, and they get exactly what they set out for, a split.
Seconds remaining in the fourth. There's a 10-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. It's all Vince Carter. And Carter with the shot. Carter with the tip.
I didn't even realize it was that long ago, and I mean, but I can still remember it like it was yesterday. And a lot of it, not everything, but a lot of it. And it is crazy. It shows you how time fly, and it's just something where it's just ironic that I'm still a part of, you know, being close to the team and being close to a few players on the team. And it's the Sixers and Raptors again. It's really cool to see.
The key, looking for 3, and that will do it. The Toronto Raptors, after stunning the New York Knicks Friday night at Madison Square Garden, defeat the Philadelphia 76ers in Game 1 of the best of 7.
Yeah, I mean, we were riding high. Like, we felt good. We felt confident. We had, as you mentioned, we had a great mixture. We had the older guys that's been through it. Oakley, Antonio, Del Curry. And, you know, that team early on, we still had older guys before our trade was made for Keon and JYD and Chris Childs. And even Chris coming in there. So we had a lot of people from the veteran side that was guiding us the right way. And then we had the ultra star and Vince Carter that could win a game for us and do so much. And, you know, we really followed his direction, his lead. And I mean, we were riding high. We felt like we knew we could beat the Sixers.
Iverson against Williams again. Yes! And a foul!
AI was a beast and one of the best to ever do it. You know, he embodied what Philadelphia was at that time. You know, Philadelphia is an aggressive city. It's an intense city. It's a passionate city. The fan base is like that, and that's how he played. So it was real cool to play against somebody that had the same approach that I had. Of course, he had more ability and he was better, but our mentality was really similar as far as competitiveness.
Williams continues to run with this fella, Carter, who refuses to miss. My goodness, Steve, he just hit another 3.
About the foul call. 4 minutes elapsed here in the second. Carter does it again. It's Carter. Hits it 6 out of 6. Carter with 50 points tonight. 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 blocks. Incredible game.
That series was intense, so it's like every chance you can get a chance to take a deep breath or like a breather, it's like, whew. That was one of those moments, like, all right, we got this one. Now we're up 2-1.
As the Toronto Raptors, who had their best ever regular season, capturing 47 games, they were the number 5 seed. They knocked off the Knicks, and now have a against the best in the East, the 76ers.
And that's the thing, you can't take that deep breath. You always got to stay on track. So it felt good. It felt good for Vince to see his superstar and see the guy that you rely on have that type of performance, especially after an AI performance in Game 2. If you don't stick to the script, or if you don't make adjustments, or if you have a day off, especially when you're playing against a guy like Allen Iverson, who can will his team to victory. It was just one of those series where both teams, like anybody could beat anybody at any given night, and that's how it ended.
It's often said that a series begins when the road team gets a win. I've always thought a series begins when it changes cities, and tonight we got both of those in play.
It's a good series. I mean, both teams, the exciting thing about this, both teams definitely have the ability to go to a finals. But this series in particular, both teams made moves throughout the year to get to this point and to push forward through the playoffs. Got great players on both sides. Got a dangerous team on both sides. And it's just going to come down to, I think, who's going to execute and who's going to play the best at most critical times of the games.
1-1 series tie as we move to one of the meccas of professional basketball and a crowd that whose reputation precedes itself.
What I would be fearful of is the Sixers having more confidence. And they're going to execute, they're going to play, but more confidence. And when a team has confidence and they believe in each other, that's always a little danger.
It's okay right now, and if I'm a Raptor, I'm watching this right now. Like I said, you go down 2-1, it's not the end of the world, but trust me, I'm going to use every bit of that for fuel going forward.
Philadelphia will come away with the Game 3 victory, 116-95, and they lead this best-of-7 series 2-1. Set for Game 4 on a rainy, cool day from Philadelphia.
And here we go, the most important game of the season of the playoffs for the Toronto Raptors.
Without a doubt. And the Raptors, this is a team that still believes they can take this series, but this is the game right now that they have to grasp.
I don't care what we do, no matter how we do it, we're not going to be soft tonight. We got to scrap, go out there, and say, I'll play the fine. We ain't going to be soft tonight. Yep. All right? Let's go out here and do what we normally do. Play our type basketball. 1 on 3, man.
1, 2, 3, way!
Passion is certainly in this building as we get set for tip-off.
Huge. We need it. It's a must-win for us. We want to win it. We're going to desperately go out there and play as hard as we possibly can to win the game.
Lowry, season-opening, driving and attacking, an aggressive move by Kyle Lowry. Lowry underneath, and Siakam gets behind the D for his first made field goal. Kawhi in the paint, crowded. Gasol to tie it, and he does! Marc Gasol with the response. Gasol sets a screen on Simmons. Kawhi, step back over Butler, and he drills it. He's got 34. They get the switch. Kawhi takes a three and makes it. Big time bucket. The Claw. 4-point lead.
Count it.
Hell yeah, why? Mama!
Mark, if you can. Go low. Go low.
Like Kobe and Powell out there, man. Take care of home. Take care of home. Hey, you did that.
That's a win. Work to do, right? Work to do. It's just a win. Got the win you deserve. Played your ass off. Good job. Raps. 1, 2, 3. Raps. Good job.
Team's got some character, some fight. You know, not giving up. We're not giving in. Even when things aren't going our way, you know, we still can find a way. Regardless of how bad we're playing, how bad things get, you know, we still always have a chance to make some things happen. And so it wasn't pretty, but we got it done.
Being a new team, you have to go through those kind of things to know more about your teammates and your coaches and you know who you are as a team. But all that, you know, you got to come out now, Game 5, and that's all that matters. Game 5 at home, that's all it's really important.
This is Game 5. The Toronto Raptors have home court back. What will they do with it? Can they take Game 5 here at Scotiabank Arena? On the heels of once again a dominant performance by Kawhi Leonard.
I just think that the difference between these teams is not big. And the big variance, the thing that could change the whole series, is at some point, one of these teams is going to make more open shots than the other. The Raptors, of the 8 playoff teams left, I believe are 8th in wide open shot field goal percentage. Like, they're not making wide open shots. If they make wide open shots and Kawhi doesn't drop off, then they're going to win the series.
Here's Kawhi driving, kicking, corner 3. Sudbury. And scooped up by Powell. Gives it to Fred. Quick trigger three. Freddie V. Outstanding defense by Fred. It's Van Fleet steals it from Embiid. Powell now to Kawhi. The slam dunk. Danny Green splash from Dresden. Kawhi. Siakam sets a screen. Here's Kawhi. Raptors up 92-70. Look at this. Toronto Raptors will take Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinal matchup between Toronto and Philadelphia. They have an opportunity to close out the series on Thursday night in Philadelphia as the Toronto Raptors tonight, their largest win in Raptor postseason history.
Hey, locked in, man. Locked in. Hey, listen. Cover tonight. Tomorrow, stay locked in. Watch the film and continue to get better. It's not over. Let's stay locked in. Stay in the moments that we have right now. Every moment right now is really more is important than any next game. Every moment that we have right now. Recover tonight. Enjoy it. Watch the film. Tomorrow, we come in and get better tomorrow. Everybody get your work in. We go to Philly and we stay focused and locked in the moment.
Tough challenge ahead of you. This game's over. Get to work. All right, let's go. Raps. 1, 2, 3. Raps.
We laid an egg. You know, no other way to put it. But the great thing about it, we get to go home and continue to battle and try to even it out again and then come back here and try to steal one on the road for Game 7.
Jimmy Butler, second chance, and a foul on Kyle. Count it, and the foul. Siakam, here's Kawhi. It's stripped by Jimmy Butler. Green tracking it down, can't, as Butler lays it up and through. 32% in the quarter. Embiid with the three. 87-65. Raptors are going to lose it. series is going to be tied at 3 games apiece. Game 7 at home in Toronto, Sunday night at 7 o'clock. As Philadelphia takes Game 6, 112 to 101.
Guys, in such a game like this, when do the unbelievable nerves wear off and you settle down?
I've always felt like about the first 8 minutes is all energy, emotion, and then the last 40 comes down to best team, execution. As guys start to get tired, they slow down, they perform better.
And we was ready to roll, man. We was ready to rock and roll. It was like, this is it. Like, it takes you back to like college, it's one and done. You know you could beat them, and just ready. I was just ready to play. I just couldn't wait to have that game, and you know, it was another game, but it wasn't just another game, right? So the intensity was there. So I remember that game just going, and then it came down to that last shot.
Sixers by 1, but the Raptors with the ball, 2 seconds to go. Toronto out of timeouts. And they've got Del Curry inbounding the ball. They're going to set screens for Vince Carter coming to it.
I was under the basket, so I saw the shot. When it left his hand, it left good, but as you start seeing the ball move, you saw it was going to be a little long. It was going to be a little long and like a little bit to the back of the rim.
Curry has it. Carter trying to get free. Carter at the buzzer. No good. And the Sixers hold on and advance to the conference finals.
You ever see like a movie where it's just like, and I don't really watch a lot of movies, but it's a scene or something happens and everything just get quiet. And it's like quiet for a second, everything like slow motion or still, and then it just erupts again. Yeah, that's what it felt like. Once it was over, I just saw all the Sixers like running like down the other end, then the crowd going off, and we just walked off. Like, we walked off. But I remember being so emotionally drained, like emotionally tired, like physically tired.
The Toronto Raptors coming 1 shot short of a huge upset here in the second round of the playoffs.
It was great, man. Get to win one on their floor the first game after coming from a 5-game series against the New York Knicks and still being emotionally high. And, you know what I mean, we had the game, we had the talent. And then dropping game 2 with an epic performance by AI, and then Vince coming back, and then, you know, dropping 2 and then taking 1, and then it came down to a last-second shot and you losing by 1. I mean, that in itself, it just shows what type of series that was, what type of battle, what type of adjustments. You know what I mean? And it was 2 great players, you know, 2 Hall of Fame players in that series. And it's, I mean, shucks, I was happy to be a part of it.
Childs gets inside. Williams fumbled it, now has to force it up. And he banks it in! Donovan Williams makes it a 5-point game.
I always think about that, what would have happened, because I never got that opportunity again. So that makes those thoughts even more, you know, they stand out even more because you never get that opportunity again. You hear people always say, you know, cherish the moment or make sure you play it's like your last. And I was always thinking, like, next year we'll be back. Then everybody re-signed. It was like, we're going to be back. We're going to be better, everybody. And I remember just working out that summer, just thinking about, and then it never happened. Never got close to that again, right? So that's the most disappointing thing.
It defines, I think, what sports are all about. And it's one game. And that one game can mean so much. And so they're a lot of fun. They certainly are.
It is the moment of the greatest emotional variance, right? Every game has a winner and a loser, but the stakes are such that just that wild swing. And so everything that exists on the margins, every bounce, every slightly off shot, every call is just amplified because of just that great disparity.
All I think about is all the things that took in each of those games, each of those quarters, each of those possessions to get the 2 teams to this point. So when you think about, you know, all the practice that was put in, the travel between games, the games themselves, the preparation, the aftermath, and getting your body back and ready for the next game, you know, those are the things that really stand out the most, is just the effort that every component of every team puts in
to get here. And then, of course, just the emotion of knowing that if you win, you play another day, and if you lose, all of that has happened is quickly forgotten, washed away, and now you turn the page for the next year. So emotionally, physically, it's the culmination of so many things, the intersection of all these different areas that make this just so impactful.
It is the 5th ever Game 7 for the Raptors franchise, and everybody knows what the first one was, the most notable to this point. This will finally release that graph that series has on this city when it comes to the Toronto Raptors and the Philadelphia 76ers.
Well, I mean, how ironic is it that the NBA, the way it's structured, with all the different components and different possibilities you could have, would possibly come down to something that happened all those years ago, same two teams, in a Game 7 with a chance to play Milwaukee in the conference finals. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
There has been much talk of 2001, of defense, of rebounds, of makes and misses over the last 6 games, of the possibilities and the unknown of the future, and how legacies will be defined. All that is what makes this game so inviting and so intriguing. But as of right now, you can cast that all aside. It's the next 48 minutes of the game clock that matters most for the Toronto Raptors and the Philadelphia 76ers. We are here in Toronto for Game 7.
It may come down to a final shot after all these minutes and all these different things that have happened in this series. It could easily come down to a final shot, and if it is, how lucky are we that we get a chance to not only broadcast it, but watch it as fans and enjoy it for the two teams involved.
Another spectacular performance by Kawhi Leonard in this postseason for the Toronto Raptors. Making a move, 5-1. Lowry with the steal to Pascal. Short, tapped out, controlled by Harris. Butler, driving, ties it up. Kawhi up top, looks at the clock, turns the corner for the win.
Points by Kawhi Leonard. And the game winner, 41 points.
Kawhi made the buzzer. Kawhi made the buzzer. You saw it? Hey, one more step. Another step. Another step. It ain't over. It ain't over. Pack your bags. Milwaukee, here we go. It ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over, y'all. It ain't over. It ain't over, OG.
Okay, so that's an awesome way to just come back and win. And I think somebody said this the other day that growth only comes on its own terms, right? And we had to go through some ups and downs in this series, but to grow. I said that before we got Orlando. I knew Orlando was the toughest first round matchup, but I knew they'd guard us and I knew they'd execute and make us better. That was a good, talented team, and you guarded out of them at times. two shot clocks in a third that ended up in a steal when it mattered the most. Your defense, even though we shot 38%, take you a long ways. Okay, so enjoy it for the day, and then we'll get our minds turning, we'll get together, and then we'll get ready to go.
We have to forget about how happy we are pretty quickly, because it's a hungry team. It's a very deep team, very good team. We're gonna have to, like I said, we're gonna have to continue to grow. We're gonna have to play better.